I know what you guys are thinking. And it looks like Don Johnson and Bruce Jenner had a baby, doesn't it? Somebody I met on Bumble. You know, I got a new rule for Bumble. If we match and we meet up and you don't look like your pictures, you have to keep buying me drinks until you do.
The Poker Comedian is a show that I developed specifically for a casino audience.
Anyway, the subject tonight here is Texas Hold'em. I'll give you a little personal background. Started playing my senior year in college, paid my room and board, then I graduated and found out that I was making 3 times more money playing poker than I was at my day job. So I quit Burger King. And if you wanted to be a player, I got cheated. I got robbed. I was at gunpoint 3 times. Finally, I said, that is enough of this. I got a divorce. That kind of abuse. But what we're going to do tonight is, first of all, by applause, has anybody here never played poker, Texas Hold'em before? That means this show is also for you. If you have questions, feel free to stick your hand up. Give a card to the lovely Anya if you don't want to do it that way. She will read it off to me and we will take it. The only stupid question is the one you don't ask. And with that, do we have something to start with? Well, we have to start with watching her walk across the stage. Those are the legs of a dancer.
What if you really need to pee during the middle of a tournament? That's actually a question for a lady, but are you wearing diapers?
When we started this show, Bob made it very specific. There was not going to be any bathrooms in there. So with that, I think we've handled the pee question. Does anyone have a poop question we can go with? Let's balance things out. This is the official uniform of the New Jack TV bred poker player, the sunglasses. If you ever see me wearing sunglasses in a poker game, it means one of 2 things. Either there is a hot-looking lady across the room doing yoga wearing a miniskirt, or the guy next to me is showing me his cards. That's the only reason why I'd ever be wearing. Now, a lot of people say, isn't it wrong to look at somebody's cards? I always say the same thing. Ladies, if you lift up your skirt, I'm going to look every time. Doesn't make me a pervert. That's kind of the way it is. If you show me your hand, I'm going to look every time. Now, where it becomes wrong, where you cross the line, is mirrors. If you're setting up a mirror to actually look at your opponent's hand, that's wrong. Just like in the case of the skirt, if you're putting a mirror on your shoe, that's where you should not want to do that.
Is there a 2-drink minimum in Texas Hold'em?
A 2-drink minimum in Texas Hold'em. You know, actually, there's a lot of players that do drink and play, and they usually call them broke.
Are there any guidelines for bluffing? And how important is it that you be able to bluff well?
There's 2 kinds of bluffs. There's what we call a stone cold bluff, and there's what we call a semi-bluff. And when you're capable of reading your opponents well, and you do know how to bluff, you basically have a license to steal. All right, group, go.
Yeah. What if you have to pee? No.
Yeah, how about a nice round of applause for Mr. Mike Sexton here? Nice job, Michael. 2 words, Mike. Grecian formula. Okay. When it comes to poker, you got to give Bobby a lot of credit. Because if you don't give him any credit, he never has a buy-in.
Now, poker's the reason that I never had to sling the specials on the menu at the Olive Garden when I got bitten by the show business bug. Or I've had a reasonable amount of success.
And all every kid ever wanted to do is be like me. So he becomes a cop.
Once you go black, you never get jacked. It's not the usual path for a Stanford graduate who's been a lifeguard, a cop, even had a few pro football tryouts.
You gotta be a football hero.
Started playing poker professionally right out of college.
I've taken my decades of experience as a professional player
to coach and technically advise several celebrities, including Robert Duvall and Eric Bana in the film Lucky You. I've been a TV and radio commentator.
How can you watch Texas Hold'em without it being dull? Is there, for example, a drinking game version, or?
Actually, something had to replace the fishing channel. I've always thought that one of the best minds in Hollywood was the editor for the fishing channel. What part of that show was too boring to put on the air? That had to be the Next question.
But then that loops around to the peeing question.
The peeing question is coming back. I can see we have definitely got, this is going to be renamed Texas Hold'em on Demand is now Golden Showers Poker. From here on.
What do you do? What's your name, baby? What's your name? You don't do anything? How do you know when you're done?
Okay, let's be honest. When I got out of the limo, how many people thought that I should have been the driver? Seems like Art's been in the business forever. The number on his SAG card is 2. I remember the first time I saw Art in a movie, Birth of a Nation.
To finish the show off, I usually like to end on somewhat of a serious note, which is never set down an amount of money that it is going to upset you to lose. If you do, you will lose it every time.
I also starred in the documentary film Post Oak Bluff, alongside the top names in the industry.
With that, thank you very much. I'm the Tanker. I'm the Tanker. Let's give it up for Bob Fisher. Thank you very much.
I respectfully offer my services as a poker personality, instructor, and entertainer in any capacity you may find appealing. I look forward to hearing from you.